Every commercial activity, every commercial is carried on by commercial entity, and every commercial entity has to follow the compliance required or prescribed by the regulators. There are some punishments for non-compliance in the form of late fees, penalties, prosecution, and that prosecution proceedings are discouraging some of the efficient entrepreneurs, efficient managers to carry on, to involve in the commercial activities. So, to encourage and also to give relief for small irregularities, mistakes of entrepreneur or commercial entities in compliance, the central government is proposing a bill in Lok Sabha, bill to decriminalize some of the minor offences in the process of compliances required, prescribed by the regulators. The government is an opinion is to first to have trust to the people. For minor mistakes, people should not be penalized. For minor offences, there should be a provision for paying fines. Decriminalize minor offences by amending 183 provisions in 42 acts with a new promote to encourage ease of doing business. So, the central government is making amendments in 42 acts to decriminalize some of the minor offences, amending 183 provisions of 42 acts. Many laws in the country under which punishment provisions are there for minor offences, and for that people have to approach courts. This is causing lot of discouragement to the efficient entrepreneurs and efficient managers. The government is showing interest and showing trust on the people, and the feeling that the people should not be fined for minor mistakes, people should not be penalized for minor offences. There should be a provision for paying late fees or fines. About 1,500 old laws have been repealed, 39,000 compliances have been simplified, and about 3,500 norms were introduced to decriminalize the offences. The proposed law will also help in reducing the burden on judiciary. The intention of the government is to give relief to the entrepreneurs from being proceeding under proceeded under criminal proceedings for minor mistakes in compliances. It is the intention of the government to reduce the compliance, to improve the efficiency or productivity. Less government, more governance. Under this policy, the central government is planning or proposing to decriminalize minor offences, so that minor offences can be settled with late fees or fines or any monetary charges, not by carrying on proceedings in the courts of law, and which will also reduce the burden on the judiciary. Besides the decriminalization of minor offences, the bill envisages the rationalization of monetary penalties depending on the gravity of the offence, bolstering trust-based governance. It added that India needs to shed the baggage of amended laws, antiquated laws that adversely affecting developmental trajectory. Central government wants to shed the baggage of age-old laws which were made majority more before the pre-independence British rule acts, and those are creating lot of inconvenience to the entrepreneurs, and because of initiating criminal proceedings even for small lapses or irregularities in compliance. That is discouraging the many people. To encourage the entrepreneurs and make them part of developmental activity of the country. The central government is planning to withdraw, to amend, to decriminalize some of the proceedings, some of the compliances which are small in nature, irregular and mistakes, but not intentional and not criminal in nature. The government is committed to make India the most preferred global investment destination by boosting investor confidence. The fear of imprisonment for minor offences is a major factor hampering the growth of the business ecosystem and individual confidence. Decriminalization of a large number of minor offences by replacing them with monetary penalties have been identified. Settlement of a large number of issues by compounding method, adjudication and administrative mechanism without involving courts will enable persons to remedy minor contraventions and defaults sometimes committed unknowingly by them and save time, energy and resources. These 42 laws are administered by various union ministries including finance, food, production and distribution, financial services, agriculture, commerce, environment, road transport, highways, post and electronics and information technology. So, with this proposal to introduce decriminalization of minor offences, the businessman, the entrepreneur will be encouraged to concentrate on wealth creation, commercial activity, productivity, exports and also the production, so that employment generation, all that will lead to the revenue to the government and wealth creation, employment generation for the society, for the nation. There are many compliances required under various provisions of the Companies Act, income tax, labor laws, bank financial institutions, corporate laws, capital markets, international laws, and all this requires lot of compliances, and all these compliances is burdening the entrepreneur with more compliance, less performance. To encourage the production, the performance and the productivity, production, the government is proposing to decriminalize minor offences under many 42 acts to encourage the real entrepreneurs, real investors or real managers to come into the commercial activity and carry on production, trade, commerce, and to improve the commerce, and everything should be done so that the commercial activity is carried on and wealth created, employment generated, exports are made, import substitution happened, and Indian investment destination is assured. All these are the opportunities available if only the entrepreneur is comfortable and he is not harassed or he is not punished, and he is encouraged with decriminalization for minor offences. Let it be a small minor offences in delay in filing compliances, delay in information, delay in payments. All this can be rectified with late fees or late fines or with monetary charges, not by criminal proceedings through courts. It is better to avoid the proceedings under the courts, to avoid the burden on the judiciary, as well as to lengthy proceedings, not only for the entrepreneur but also for the government regulators. To encourage entrepreneurs, the duty of it is a responsibility and it is a duty of every government to encourage entrepreneurs to carry on commercial activities in the country, and also to protect investors so that their money is protected, their investments are saved, and they got their incomes and liquidity as and when they required. All these are possible with less government, more governance, and with better ease of doing business. Of course, Indian rank of ease of doing business improved a lot during the past 8 years, but it needs to be improved to reach the global standards of best practices, best practices implemented in other developed nations.